Hello, myself Tushar Patel from Srimati J.B. Patel College of Commerce Studies and Research. Course name BCom. Year SY BCom. Semester 3. Subject English and Business Communication. Subject code UB03 ACOM 21. Unit number 3. In this lecture, we will learn about the meaning and reasons of grapevine communication. Now, so far we have been discussing about the types of communication, and on the previous lecture we have learned that there are two types of communication. One is formal communication and second is informal communication. So far we have learned only about the formal communication. These are the formal communication: upward communication, downward communication, horizontal communication, etc. As we know that formal communication has a perfect line or pattern. As the flow of information is well defined in a perfect channel is known as formal communication. Formal communication is like official communication we use to done in the office or in the management. Employees are bound to follow some rules and regulations and duties which is taken only from the formal communication. It is generally in written. So formal communication is generally in written. In formal communication there comes request, instruction, order, etc. Now in upward communication there comes a perfect communication like from subordinate to superior, whereas in downward communication it comes to superior to subordinate, whereas in horizontal communication the communication is done on a perfect line or in the same staff. But the informal communication is little different, which is known as grapevine communication. It follows no rules, no regulations, no lines, but spreads very fast. Grapevine communication can be in any direction, anywhere, and spreads very fast and rapid. It is quite natural for a group of peoples working together to be interested in one another's talks about appointments, promotions, and domestic life. Information, one most of the matters is supposed for secret, but some peoples are pleasure to get the secret information and transmitting one to the other, which is the reason of grapevine communication. The second person, just because he want to know something, will take the information. So this is like the grapevine communication. So now let us talk about the meaning of grapevine communication. The flow of information which does not follow any perfect channel is termed as informal or grapevine communication. So one can understand that the flow of channel does not follow a perfect pattern in grapevine communication, whereas in upward communication there was a perfect channel going to up. In downward communication there was a perfect channel in down. But and horizontal communication has also a perfect channel. But in grapevine communication there is no perfect channel. It is generally termed as grapevine. It is called so because it stretches out the direction and power of the status of employees very easily, and it is extremely difficult to find its origin. So now the origin of grapevine communication is very difficult to find out, from where the grapevine communication takes place or take birth. For example, in the Bollywood we have very many rumors and many affairs. So the rumors can be spread. For example, Aishwarya Rai married to Salman Khan. There is a rumor. Or if you are looking at a cricket match, one can say that in the cricket match he will score 100. Sachin will score 100. That is grapevine communication. Your emotions and feelings are attached to it. If Sachin will not score 100, your grapevine communication will fail. So your feelings and emotions are attached with grapevine communication, and it is done by gossips and casual talk, something to talk. So grapevine is used for sharing feelings and emotions or casual talk. When people comes together, it is quite natural to talk about the life, the personal matters, the domestic life, etc., and which creates grapevine communication. Thus grapevine communication comes due to natural and obvious desire of human being to talk and taking interest into one another's life. In every management, grapevine is established by the employees themselves. It exists side by side with a formal communication. Grapevine does not follow any rules, regulations, any procedure or pattern. The employees use their own channels of communication, and the main point is it is not controlled by the management, whereas the formal communication was controlled by the management. But the informal communication or grapevine communication is not controlled by the management. The flow of information is very fast and rapid. The information is shared either or without reason, if there is a reason or there is a not reason, but the information is shared by rumors and affairs. Grapevine communication exists at all the levels of management. However, it is more visible in lower staff, as we know that grapevine communication is mostly in oral ways. Still, it has to be the importance of life. So grapevine communication has a great importance in life. Now the meaning of grapevine can be understood by you, as we know that the grapevine communication doesn't follow any rules, any regulations or any perfect pattern, but grapevine communication shares feelings and emotions from one to another person by gossips, rumors, etc. So this is done in grapevine communication. Grapevine communication is very interesting because we like the information which is come. For example, let us talk about this diagram or picture. This famous picture is Three Idiots. So these three Amir Khan and both are doing grapevine communication or informal communication. They three doesn't have any perfect pattern of talking and any direction of there. They doesn't have the control of any management. As we know in the picture, there was no control of the management. The flow of information was very fast and rapid. It was without reason or with reason. And grapevine communication has its own importance in life, as we saw in the picture. So this has its own importance in the life. These three are doing as grapevine communication. Now let us talk about the reasons of grapevine communication. Urge to talk, support the formal communication, lack of direction, lack of self-confidence, giving others a feeling of insecurity, express worries and concerns, obtaining secret information, team spirit and leadership. So these are the reasons of grapevine communication. Now let us see this reason one by one. Urgency to talk. The most important reason for creation of grapevine communication is human being can't stay without talking. The human being is the only being that he knows talk and talk. If he will be silent, then the communication will not accept and the world will not accept. So the most important reason for grapevine creation is the urgency of talking, to know more about people and to more about himself or other people, for sharing emotions and feelings. So you can see in this picture, the picture is of a parrot. As the parrot, we know that how he talks, and such like that the human being has the urgency to talk. He doesn't remain silent. So this is grapevine communication's first reason. For example, if you are a student and the teacher is not entered in the classroom, you are doing grapevine communication before the entrance of the teacher. The students were doing grapevine communication as it was very interesting. The flow of information was very fast and rapid. It was very fast from one student to another student. It was very perfect and interesting. It was without reason or with reason. But the grapevine communication has its own importance in life. As student talks in the lecture or if the teacher is not available there in the classroom takes grapevine communication. Number 2 is support the formal communication. In this picture we will see about the formal communication. This is the picture of formal communication, as one manager is taking a meeting, and in this meeting the grapevine communication is occurred in a formal communication. When some information passes through grapevine, it creates very interest and anxiety. If the manager believes that particular message may not be taken seriously by the employees, now he has the option of grapevine communication. So if anyone believes that the message he sent but it is not believed perfectly, he can use the another option, grapevine communication. Thus grapevine communication may be used to support the formal communication. Lack of direction. Individual who works lack of direction feels frustrated and dissatisfied, as everyone has their own problem in the life, and because of that one can be frustrated and dissatisfied. So besides the support of their family and friends, they also need the guidance of the family, which result into grapevine communication. So everyone has the problem in the life, and because of this problem one may create frustration and dissatisfaction, and to come out from the dissatisfaction or this frustration one must take a way of grapevine communication. For example, if you are dissatisfied or frustrated, you can take a tea with your friend or talking to your friend, which will make you satisfied or will feel very good because of this grapevine communication which is done from both you and your friends. Lack of self-confidence. An individual who lacks self-confidence does not trust his own decision, as he is lack of self-confidence, and because of this he does not trust his own decision. I am right or I am wrong. He needs to consult the close ones of in most of the decisions, and because of this grapevine communication occurs, as he doesn't know I am right or I am wrong, and because of this reason he takes or says his friend, look, I am right or I am wrong, and his friend will say you are right, and because of this self-confidence this will promote grapevine communication. In this picture, a man who is lack of self-confidence is sitting in the chair, and another friend comes and he will give him a paper, which promotes grapevine communication. Giving others a feeling of insecurity. Some employees in the organization forms a favored group or a favored peoples with shared interest and tastes, with the purpose of giving others a feeling of insecurity or isolation. In every management, some peoples like some peoples or some employees, and some will doesn't like someone. For it can be any reason or it can be for any interest, and because of this insecurity comes into the mind, and the insecurity will take place into grapevine communication. Express worries and concerns or emotions. To express worries and concerns when management is going through a difficult period, or when a management wide change is being implemented, there comes express worries or emotions, and because of these worries and emotions a great grapevine communication is created, as in this picture we can see that. If you had remembered the match India-Bangladesh T20, there was 2 runs or 1 run needed at the last ball, and look, there were many worries and emotions coming into the mind of Indians and also in the mind of Bangladesh, and to express these worries and emotions there comes a grapevine communication. For example, some people were praying to God to win this match at the last ball. So this creates grapevine communication. Obtaining secret information. During an informal talk or communication, an employee may unintentionally says some secret information of him or other one. Therefore, some employees may get into informal communication so as to gain some confidential information from others. So, as we know that human beings is a talking man, and because of this he can intentionally or unintentionally say some secret information or share some secret information from one to another people, and because to obtain this secret information there creates a grapevine communication. Team spirit and leadership. As informal communication or grapevine communication is used by the manager to building team spirit, to motivate the staff or the workforce, and to exercising the leadership. As the formal communication comes into the perfect pattern, the informal communication used to make a team build and to motivate the staff or team that everything is possible in the life. Here is the picture where the team spirit and leadership was born by grapevine communication. So there were many reasons of grapevine communication, but in short one can understand that the grapevine communication is the informal communication. It doesn't have any rule or regulation, but it has feelings and emotions, and because of this a natural desire of talking is shared, and because of this reason the information is very fast and rapid in grapevine communication, as it passes through all levels, but grapevine communication is more visible in the lower level staff, as rumors are spread in grapevine communication. Now let us talk with an example. There were many examples given in the reasons. For example, urgency to talk, many, team spirit, many. But now let us talk about a great example of grapevine communication. What if I will give you a book and I will give you Facebook? What will you decide? I am saying that I am giving a book, and second, I am giving the app Facebook. Which one will you decide? Now most of the people or students will say Facebook. Now as we know that all peoples are interested in informal communication or grapevine communication, and thus Facebook is also an grapevine communications channel. There is no perfect pattern or rules or regulations in it. Some gossips or talking, casual talking can be shared to one person to another person by social media. So this natural desire of talking spreads grapevine communication very fast and rapid. So Facebook is the best example of grapevine communication, whereas book is the best example of formal communication, as book has a perfect pattern but Facebook doesn't have a perfect pattern. So one will take Facebook into grapevine communication and he will tick mark Facebook. I have asked what will you choose, book or Facebook, and many will take Facebook. So this is the grapevine communications matter. Thanks for enjoying the video. In the another lecture we will talk about the types of grapevine communication. Please subscribe PM Patel Colleges and Institute for such more videos. Stay home, stay safe. Thanks.